Jacob Castro with Beach TV News reported from outside Cal State Long Beach's CAPS building, where students can stop by and receive free counseling and psychological services to help get them through the school year. Let's take a look inside. Here inside the CAPS building, they offer an array of different services, including COVID-19, mental health resources, crisis intervention, and short-term counseling.
So CAPS, in brief, is one of the spaces on campus that students can access free mental health services.
Okay.
Right? We primarily provide short-term individual therapy, and I say short-term because there's about 37,000 students on campus and there's 25 of us.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to find a way to try to be as equitable as possible for all the students on campus. In addition to individual therapy, though, we have a whole host of different group services, as well as workshops, and then we also have our drop-in spaces, where our places that students can access our counselors in a slightly informal space outside of our office.
Uh-huh.
So we situate staff at different places throughout campus for students to be able to connect with them, and those are for about 15 to 20 minute mini talks.
The CAPS building is located at the E. James Brotman Hall in room 226. Thanks, Alexis. Meta isn't the only major U.S. company making significant layoffs. Amazon is expected to start laying off employees as soon as next week. In other trending news, Taylor Swift cleans out at the MTV EMAs, and the mascots for the 2024 Paris Olympics and Paralympics have been revealed. Meta has laid off more than 11,000 employees, making up about 13% of its workforce. The cuts come primarily in the business and recruiting sectors, while engineers were cut on a much smaller scale. The massive layoff comes on the heels of the company reporting a 50% decrease in profits last quarter and a 70% drop in stock price this year. Meta says they will pay U.S. workers a severance of 16 weeks of their base pay, as well as 2 additional weeks for every year they worked for the company. Meta will continue to provide health care for the laid-off workers and their families for the next 6 months. Following job cuts at Meta, Amazon is said to lay off approximately 10,000 employees as soon as this week, which would be the largest job cut in company history. Taylor Swift made a surprise appearance at the MTV European Music Awards in Germany on Sunday, where she was nominated for 7 awards for her new record-breaking album, Midnights. The singer-songwriter ended up winning 4 of the nominations, including Best Artist, Best Video, and Best Long-Form Video. After accepting her first award of the night, Swift took a moment to thank her fans. "The fans are the only reason any of this happens for me," she said. The mascots for the 2024 Paris Olympics and Paralympics have been revealed as a Frisian cap. The hat is a symbol of the pursuit of liberty in the French Revolution, and its name originated in Turkey. The mascot will be a triangular shape with a smile, blue eyes, a tricolor ribbon, and oversized sneakers. The Paralympics version will feature the same design, however, it will have a prosthetic leg. According to event organizers, this is the first time a mascot will have a visible disability. The 2 mascots will be referred to as Le Frise. The Paris Olympics will be held from July 26th to August 11th, 2024, and the Paralympics will be held from August 28th to September 8th. That sure is great to hear. The Paralympic athletes will be honored with their very own mascot at the 2024 Olympics. Back to you guys. One of the deadliest disasters in sports history occurred in Indonesia on Saturday after an Arema FC soccer match. The incident occurred when fans rushed the stadium pitch and demanded an explanation from Arema FC management for the team's first home loss in 23 years. This caused riot police to spray tear gas into crowds of people in an attempt to stop violence. As a result of the tear gas, fans began to stampede towards the exit, which ultimately ended up claiming the lives of 125 people. President of Indonesia, Joko Widodo, has ordered an investigation into the security procedures at these soccer events. The president of FIFA is calling this a dark day for all involved in football and a tragedy beyond comprehension. Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro has forced a runoff against left-wing opponent Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva after initial projections had Lula as an outright favorite to win the first round of the election. Bolsonaro and Lula managed to secure a whopping 91.6% of the overall votes, with the remaining 8.4% being split among the 9 other first-round candidates. Bolsonaro, who is expected to lose by a 14-point deficit to Lula, rallied back to bring in 43.2% of the overall votes, just 5.2% less than Lula, who closed with 48.4% of votes. Bolsonaro and Lula will now face off in a runoff election on October 30th